Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks like I still haven't moved in. I swear I have. I am living here. Possibly not for much longer, because you know my plans. But there may be a little fly in the ointment of those plans. And it's actually not a bad fly. I'm not even sure that's the thing. But anyway, let's go and find out why. Right, it's the 3rd of February. I did manage to get through loads of games yesterday. Had a lot of fun doing it as well, actually, to be honest. But before we get to the results, let's just show you what's been happening in the transfer market for these boys. Now, quite a few players have gone out. Several of them on loan, to be fair. I mean, King, McDermott, Carlin, players you haven't seen all season. They're in like reserves and under 19s. Rory O'Hare, you might remember me saying last time, wanted to be sold. Well, he's been loaned. Now, Gareth Muldoon, who's been our sort of miserable, well, 3rd choice goalkeeper now, has gone. He went on a free. Ryan Mackay, we'll get to him in a second. Yeah, Jamie Dunn, who has seen first team action, you might remember from a little bit from last season, been in the reserves this season. He's gone out on loan to get a bit of top flight. Top flight? I don't know. First team football anyway. Now Ryan Mackay. Ryan Mackay needs slapping. Because I got a message saying Glen Torren was sniffing around him. So I go to him. And he's on a month-to-month deal, I think, at the time. So I go to him and I offer him a contract. And he wants non-contract. So I'm like, well, okay, because that means then I can just, I'm not planning on playing you that much, so then if I only need to pay you when we play you, I'm fine with that. You seem to be happy with that because that's what you want. So we do that, we agree the deal. I get a message a day or so later saying, yeah, Ryan Mackay's signed a new contract. I'm thinking, brilliant, that's just put Glen Torren off the scent. And then on transfer deadline day, I get another message saying that Ryan Mackay has good left on a free to go to Glen Torren. So what was all that signing a new deal with us about, Ryan? Eh? Oh, I see. Now, Mr. I only want a non-contract deal is on nearly 18 grand a year. I wouldn't have paid you that, but it would have been nice to know you wanted a proper contract, wouldn't it? Right, well, if we spot him playing, we might just get someone to go in hard but fair on Mr. Mackay. Right, now, this is a little bit weird because they were never showing up on this screen here. When I was looking at the ins, that should sort of have a list of like people we're expecting in as well. And these two boys just weren't on it. I knew I'd kind of signed them. Martin Byrne, honestly, I'd kind of even forgotten who he was and what position he played. Turns out, left midfield, and he's not that great. He's in the reserves. But he's, I mean, 3-star is really pushing it. I mean, he's got a lot of pace. This game really sets a lot of store by pace, especially for a wide player. But he's got good potential. So, you know, hopefully, and I mean left midfield is a position we need help at. And we also signed this Colin Crooks lad. Reasonable, yeah, this is the one who is very left-footed but wanted to play inverted wing back on the right. At the moment he's not getting his wish, he's being trained, actually he's not being trained as anything. I really do need to train you as a left back, mate. I'm sorry, but dreams don't come true at Institute. That's why you're here. So, but I mean, he's decent. He lacks acceleration, but the rest of his physicals are okay. His mentals are reasonable. Marking and tackling are quite good. Crossing and dribbling doesn't happen at this level. Now, then, halfway through the month, we managed to grab Kevin Sheridan from Chester, and as you can see, this lad could be decent. He's already settled in pretty well. 1 appearance, 1 off the bench, 1 goal, 1 assist. I'm loving his work. Is that the Intermediate Cup? Is that the actual cup? Is that what they call their cup? The Intermediate Cup? It sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But yeah, Kevin Sheridan, loving his work. Not huge on the wages either, which is nice. And then quite a late sort of grab, Ryan McConnell. We've got him on loan, quality centre back. This was basically to replace O'Hare, and just in case any of our other centre backs sort of wanted to go. But O'Connell again, or McConnell. I will learn their names one day. I mean, as you can see, he's played a lot of Premiership games this season, so I don't know why Portadown were happy to loan him out. We're not paying any of his wages. I mean, basically, they've been screwed on this one, to be perfectly honest. And he is a free agent at the end of the season, so it might be worth, although 14 grand a year, what he's currently on, is probably a little bit beyond our means. But yeah, we've grabbed at least a couple of decent players. Crooks, I reckon, could be a half decent left back as well. But it gives us a few options. We are just about inside the wage budget. Laughably, they actually offered me a chance to change the target for the season, and it was, at the moment, obviously it's finishing the relegation playoff. They offered me avoid relegation or mid-table, and do you know how much that wage budget was going to be ratcheted up by if I went for mid-table? £3,000. Which reminds me, I just need to change this to pounds, wherever it's gone. There we are, right. It's alright, my other saves it. It keeps on changing. So, well, I was obviously looking at euros yesterday, but yeah, so basically they offered me probably about £2,500. And the reason they offered that is because look where we are. We're 4th. We are 14 points clear of Portadown in the relegation playoff. There are 4 games left of this bit of the season and another 5, so 9 games left. So they're going to have to do fairly well to overhaul us. Anyway, we've got, I think, 6 points more than we got in the entirety of last season already. We've actually got more wins than losses, would you believe? 3rd best goal difference in the division. That, oddly, now, you might notice our goal difference, we're 3 points ahead of Crusaders and have a 36 goal better goal difference. I'll show you why that is. Because if you remember, we slaughtered Crusaders 4-0 on the opening day. And then, you'll remember in, what was it, the last episode, I believe, we crushed Crusaders 5-0. So that's 9-0 on aggregate already. We've played them once more since then. We beat them 7-1 on their own turf. We have scored 16 goals and conceded 1 against Crusaders. I don't know why we love playing them so much, but I really hope they're in the top half group because we'll get to play them again if we finished in the top half group. But as you can see here, I mean, the odd defeat mixed in there. Glentoran did not deserve to beat us by 2 goals there. We got a man sent off in injury time. They scored from the free kick. Then they scored again in injury time. It was really annoying. That was Rory O'Hare's last game before we went out on loan, actually. Lovely farewell gift. So he turned up at his new club, suspended, which was nice. But yeah, it showed me that he was looking aggressive, and I toyed with taking him off. I had the substitution made. I undid it, and then he got himself sent off. We've had a few sort of odd ones. I think Ballymena was, yeah, they grabbed a 90th minute winner, so we should have got a point there. Cliftonville, I believe, Francis Conway, I mean, we took the lead twice, and then Francis Conway had a really, really good chance deep into injury time, and he somehow missed the target. I don't know what was going on. That one was basically last kick of the game, almost the completely last kick of the game. I mean, there were 3 minutes of time added on, and that was scored with like 3 minutes and a second on the clock of that time added on. So, I mean, we've actually dropped a few points we possibly shouldn't have done. So we could have been nicely clear, but we got a 5-point gap on 7th, and if we can get in the top half, then there's no way we can go down. And we still have a shot at Europe, which brings me to the point I was making in the intro, where the only thing that would make me stay, and even then it would only make me stay until we got knocked out, would be if we somehow get into Europe. But to do that, we've got to keep on playing well. Now, away Ballymena, we generally go positive now, unless it's like sort of Glentoran or Linfield. We generally go at people because it seems to be the way we play best. Going cautious doesn't very often help us. So, let's see what we can do against Ballymena. Right, yes. I don't seem to be overly happy about that. Trust you to make a difference. Let's go for the midfield as well. Right, everyone's pumped. McMullen has been sort of lost his sort of second string spot. McHugh is in there because McMullen basically barely ever scored. I think he's got like 1 goal. Almost an early disaster. That looked like it went out for a throw to me, but there you go. Now they get a corner out of that. So anyway, of course, the Premier League kicked off this last weekend, and Saints were Saints, basically. Took the lead, probably against the run of play, threw it away, lost badly. It's what we do. Right, this is not what we do. Why are we not doing anything, boys? Oh, I see. You realise I'm going to shout at you, so you suddenly go, "Oh, quick, do something. Make it look like you're active." Right, well, that's not exactly been the greatest of first halves, has it? We're not playing badly, I suppose, but, right, come on. We deserve to win this match. We really don't. I mean, we've done nothing, in all honesty. Now, next up after this, we have a Cup 6th round game, I believe, which is against Coleraine, who beat us in last year's final. So, hopefully, there's a chance for a bit of revenge there. See if we can dump the holders out. Oh, go on, Walker. Oh, no, he's not got the pace to get that done. Scannell. It's not going to work, is it? Quigley. Oh. Lynch, can you do anything? Hamill. Can we work this into the box at all? Oh, Hamill, he's in. Oh, why did you shoot? Because there was probably no one in the middle to aim for, was there? I would imagine. Right, is there anyone? Yes, E. McHugh. We really could do with a better second choice forward, to be perfectly honest. Right, let's get Bradley Walsh on for the unconvincing McConnell. I don't know if he's just tactically not used to what we do, and that's the excuse he's using for a poor performance. Right, let's get Conway on as well. Right, come on then. Shout a bit of encouragement. I mean, a point at the moment keeps us 5 points clear. Anyone else playing like an idiot? Heaney's not playing so well, is he? Well, let's have a look at Crooks then, shall we? Supposed to be a left back. Show me what you can do. I'm going to demand more. Oh my lord, how did they not score? Oh dear. Oh, that should have been a goal. Well, this has not really been the Institute of the last 2 months, to be perfectly honest. It's been the Institute you've seen more often than not, I'll grant you, but it's not been the Institute of the last 2 months. We have generally played a lot better than this. And that's a terrible pass. Fortunately, they played a bad one as well. Oh, what are you doing out there? I mean, this can't be an end of game highlight because there's no way it's going to drag it out this long. Scannell? No. Was that? Were we just shown that because it was a great defensive tackle? Well, I'm not entirely sure how you have an offensive tackle. Oh, no, that's not troubling anyone except possibly a man and his dog behind that goal. Well, it's a point. We were lucky to get a point, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I'm not happy with your performance. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you and say, well, you know, it's all right because we got a point. That were rubbish. We are still 5 points clear, though. With 3 more games to go. As you can see there, Coleraine at home in the 6th round of the Cup. Now, who have we got in there? I know Linfield are one of them, so that's a write-off. Home Larne, home Portadown. 10th and 11th. I think 1 win would probably do it, because what are the odds Ballymena and Cliftonville, either of them, reel off 3 straight wins? I mean, now I've said that, probably odds on. But it's there. But ignoring that, we've got Cup glory to gun for next. So we'll see you for the Cup match. Right, we're back for the Cup. It's a repeat of last year's final. And now, one thing to look out for is that we want Linfield and Glentoran to do well in this Cup. And if Coleraine beat us, then oddly we will be wanting them to do quite well as well. Because if one of those 3 wins the Cup, being as they're pretty much a shoo-in for the top 3, then if one of them 3 wins the Cup, other European place opens up in 4th. And who's 4th at the moment? We are. I mean, like I say, that may delay the dream for some of you of me actually leaving Institute, but I can't turn down Europe, can I? Especially when I'm the one who's got them there. And it will literally be probably just 2 games until we get knocked out, and then I'll be off. So, now, I mean, is there a revenge option here? Oh, yeah, there's always revenge against Coleraine. Well, actually, it says in our last match, I thought we've certainly beaten them this season. We beat them 3-0 away from home relatively recently. But they're not overly motivated by the revenge for a change. Bradley Walsh is a bit aggressive. Let's take that out of you. Right, okay, everybody's motivated. They're all up for it. Oh, if you weren't angry before, that kit's going to get you really on edge, isn't it? Right, come on, boys. This is a much stronger team, I would say, than the one we put out in the last game. Francis Conway. 1-0 Institute. Yeah, I mean, this is... I mean, Redford, McGoldrick, Doherty, Bradley, Walsh, that's our starting back 4. Carvalho, defensive midfield. Agnew and Sheridan are proving useful in central midfield. Irvine seems to do a job at left midfield. Eamon Brown, that game against Crusaders that we won 7-1, he got 5 assists in that game. And as a result, it's been difficult to drop him since, really. Obviously, rotation has meant that he's been in and out of the side because of the insane fixture list for the last 2 months. But and Conway, of course, I don't know if you caught it at the bottom of the screen there, but that's 17 goals I think he's scored in all competitions now. He has earned his goal bonus, which was a paltry 300, or actually probably £250 because it was on euros, I think, when it said it. So, oh, hello, it's a penalty. We got the shot away, but Shoverden was Sherrid. One of these days I'm going to master English. Carvalho makes it 2-0. This has been more like the Institute I have been watching for the last 2 months, I have to say. I mean, I still don't think, given the gap between the very top of this league and us, that it is worth staying, because we are not going to close that gap without a big injection of funds. Although, of course, if we made Europe, we would get a nice little cash boost. But that might just be a parting gift to leave Institute with. Right. We always tell them that we know they can do better, even though when they're doing very well. That way they don't slack off. Alright. It's all going reasonably smoothly. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, Linfield are winning, Glentoran are winning. So we need those two still in, remember. I think Linfield are basically through, aren't they? And Glentoran are playing 10 men and are 2-0 up. Right, well, nothing's happened in this half so far. Let's give Scannell a bit of time out there and take off someone on a booking. Smith can... actually, Smith can come on for Bradley Walsh, who's on a booking as well. We'll leave a sub waiting. We'll start wasting time. Oh, it's 7-2 now, Linfield. Let's just see what happens with this. It's normally not a good idea to praise them if they've just conceded a goal. Oh, Conway! No. Right, well, let's praise now. And hopefully they'll get shouted the praise before they take the corner. Swung in, Smith heads it over. Oh, if only we'd done that in that cup final last season, eh? Would have been in Europe this time round. Well, like I say, that has been much more like the Institute I have seen for 2 months. We know our tactic, we know what we do, everyone knows their roles, they're reasonably consistent, and we're in the cup quarter-finals. So, I mean, obviously, the other option, other than Linfield or Glentoran winning the cup, is us winning it, which would also get us into Europe. Excuse me, I'm choking on my own words there. I think last season we got a bit lucky because Linfield went out early. And I think Glentoran must have done as well. We got a pretty easy run through to that cup final. So I don't know with those two in there now whether that's going to happen. What we kind of want is for them to avoid each other and us in the quarters, and then draw each other in the semis, so that we're in the other semi hopefully, and then we get to maybe play one of those two in the final, and then we'll be guaranteed sort of something if we finish fourth. Because I'm dreaming, I'm absolutely dreaming. But yeah, I mean, disappointing league result, but through in the cup, and I'm pretty sure the cup draw, I mean, it doesn't show it on there for some reason, but the cup draw is going to be in a couple of days. So we'll sneak back very quickly to see who we get. And I'll do the whole sign-off thing after that. Okay, here we go. It's the draw for the quarterfinals of the cup. Now, we've already exceeded expectations by getting this far. So let's just crack on and see who we get. Away Portadown. Could have been easier. But Glentoran and Linfield have avoided each other, and honestly, I mean, Linfield should be able to deal with Newry. Glentoran have got lower division opposition, so they should both go through, which is good. I've just had a look at the fixtures, and we have got games nicely spaced out now all of a sudden, having crammed 16 matches into December and January. We now play almost no games at all in February and March. But what that means is we can play our strongest side for each and every one of these 4 games, including the cup quarter final. We get Portadown back to back. So, yeah, well, hopefully. Now, yes, I think what we'll do is we will come back for the quarter final and the last game of the opening sort of stage, as it were, because there might be quite a bit riding on that potentially, in terms of getting into the top half. So, well, yeah, actually, Portadown, looking at them, 11th in the table. Oh, look at that beautiful site. Newry City, bottom. How sweet. How sweet is that? But anyway, yeah, so we'll come back for a Portadown double header. I believe one of them's at home, one of them's away. yes, away in the cup, home in the league. Hopefully things haven't gone horribly wrong against Larne and Linfield in the meantime. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.